Monday through Friday. That is the time frame within which work can be conducted. But this thing took place on a Sunday.
In Nigeria, the working days remain Monday to Friday.
So, the boundary between law and politics is a thin and tenuous one. But even lay knowledge can be conscious of some preliminary issues that embarrass the law.
Welcome to Noble TV Live. You probably may have had different views about what is currently playing out in Nigerian politics, talking about the verdicts of the courts over elections that have been concluded since March 2023. I'm talking specifically about the governorship elections. Many of them now have been overturned by the court. But the one that is actually making the rounds now is the one that involves the Plateau State governor. His election was just nullified yesterday, that's on a Sunday, by the Court of Appeal in Nigeria. And how and why this had to be done on Sunday, and even for the reasons that were adduced for the sacking, is what is still surprising to so many people. And because of it, we have actually invited a veteran journalist in the person of Great Amona to help us unravel some of the things. If you call them mysteries, if you like, you call them some uncertainties. Great Amona, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Yes. The sacking of the Plateau State governor recently by the Court of Appeal,
yes,
as a result of whatever the court found, that were inappropriate in the nomination of the governor by his political party. What is your take on the action of the court?
Well, it must have been a rigorously investigated flaw. That is flaw in quotes, because it has to be actually verified if actually it was a flaw. But it connects with the issue of sponsorship of candidates, and the court quashed the gubernatorial position it has attained, because it feels that it was not validly, that position was not validly arrived at. It is only after a party's procedures for nomination are in place. It will not involve an outsider coming to pontificate, on the candidacy or membership of the party. So the interesting thing is that it has to do with a party that is ingrained in the political history of Nigeria as a People's Democratic Party. If that flaw was there, therefore the party glossed over it. Otherwise, the PDP is an organization that generally shows a lot of diligence, procedural diligence and tact in dealing with the issues. But for this flaw, I still use flaw in quotes because proof has to be there. For that flaw to have actually surfaced, it therefore means the party did not do sufficient work for that flaw to have actually been verified, because it is about sponsorship, and it was not validly arrived at. That is the position of the court. So, and coming from a court of appellate jurisdiction, that's the appeal court, it will now be a thing of final determination by the apex court. The situation as we have it now, since is the appeal court's position on the matter, it has to be actually concluded at the apex court. So the matter has to do with the sponsorship and the issue of validity of nomination.
Okay, without actually mentioning some of the cases specifically, but
precedents.
Yes, precedents. We have had the cases where the courts, Nigerian courts, now dismissed some allegations based on the fact that if you are in Party A, you are not expected to poke nose or pry into the affairs of another political party, dictating what happened in the political party, because if the political party is comfortable with whoever is representing them, that it is not the duty of another political party to come to protest against that. You know, we have had cases where the judgments were given along that line. But in the case of this Plateau State now, is the APC that is actually prying into the affairs of PDP.
Quite inconsistent with the position.
Yes. What is your, you know, does it conflict with itself or the views of the law?
It conflicts with it creates a double standard, completion about a judicial investigation, because if the status quo is that an outsider cannot intrude on the internal organizational affairs of a party, and in this case, you know, it is glaring that was that just happened. So that's why I say that flaw, as in quotes, I don't know whether the apex court will visit that aspect of it. Otherwise, it is not the responsibility of an outsider to intrude, you know, on the internal goings on of the party.
Okay.
So that remains to be seen. So that if, as I mentioned or reflected briefly on the PDP's organizational history, it's left for the party to maybe quietly pat itself on the back and head for the apex court. Because if at the end of the day the apex court verifies or validates the position of the court of appeal, then we are left with nothing but to feel that there's a double standard, you know, in judicial investigation.
Okay, because these questions arise because at the tribunal, you know, the tribunal upheld the election
of the party government.
Yes, because you know, looking internal. At the internal, and now the appellate court is saying otherwise. So what I'm saying now is that we should wait for the apex court now to actually bring up a final decision on the matter.
Yes.
Now again, you know, in Nigeria, the working days remain Monday to Friday, and this verdict nullifying the election of Motorwang of Plateau State was taken on a Sunday. I know you are not a lawyer, but how can you explain this? Is it valid for an action of this type to be taken on a Sunday in Nigeria?
Yes, but even lay knowledge can be conscious of some preliminary issues that embarrass the law, that embarrass the legal precedent. Okay. So there's no, it does not need rocket science in the law to actually argue. It is beyond argument. Monday through Friday, that is the time frame within which work can be conducted. But this thing took place on a Sunday. Do we have to return to David Mark's notion of doctrine of necessity, you know, to actually justify this? It is an anomaly. So I don't know whether it's another area that the law will have to take a note of.
Actually look into. Now, well, we have just focused our attention on the Plateau State election appeal court verdict.
Yes.
So generally speaking, do you see the verdict of the court now, you know, nullifying that of Plateau, that of Kano, that of Zamfara State as a ploy to actually plunge Nigeria into a one-party system, as has been condemned by Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of PDP?
Yes, you know, the boundary between law and politics is a thin and tenuous one. So it's only the naive that will say, no, that has no political implication. It may have. So, and coming in that kind of, sequence, from Zamfara to Kano, you know, from Guzau to Kano, from Kano to Jos, you know, it leaves a lot to be desired. So let's wait for the Supreme Court.
Okay, yes, viewers, we are leaving you there to present your own comments, as we expect that you shall be, you know, commenting as you like and share whatever you may have received from us this day. And as you do that, we expect that you should also click the notification button so that when next will come again with similar updates, you'll be one of the first people to actually be aware of what we'll discuss. So thank you for being there. Our discussion has been on the sacking of the Plateau State governor, you know, by the appeal court in Nigeria.